Writing elements. So these are going to be some of the key elements that you need to use to make a successful story. And that's going to be character, plot, themes, point of view, the conflict, of course, the resolution, right? The ending, and just pretty much just you want to start small, right? Those are some of the key points. Just start small with those key elements, right? The character. You need a character to push your story forward. You need some conflict to push them, some stakes. You need a resolution, an ending, whether it's happy, sad, a cliffhanger or not. Plots are sequence that lead up to the ending. So just focus on these small elements, and remember, each element is very important, especially character, because most people fall in love with characters. So you want to make sure you have a great character. World building. One of my tips for world building is you should probably try to summarize all the key important facts of that world, right? And if you do a quick summary on each element, whether it is each of the kingdoms or each of the planets or each of the characters, like just write out a summary of the key points that you need to dive into for your world, so then you will have a better understanding. And if you have a better understanding, it'll be so much easier to write it for your readers to understand. This is Creative Writing Lessons. This is where I give you tips and tricks to writing a successful story, especially for beginners. If you're loving this content, don't forget to like and subscribe this video so I can keep pumping out these amazing videos. All right, let's continue the video. Short story. A tip I have for writing a short story is make sure you cut out the fat. It doesn't matter. You can continue pumping in a bunch of the story inside of your short story, and if you have a certain limit you need to get to, depends on what you're submitting it to, just make sure after you do it, when you edit it, just cut out the fat. Anything that is unnecessary, whether it's dialogue or action, cut it out. If it's not pushing the story forward, then cut it out. You don't need it. I know you might be holding on to it for dear life because you love it, but cut it out. Put it into something other story or do anything else with it. But remember, you want to cut out the fat and able to write a short story. Hello there. So I have 2 kids books out of my 4 kids book series, self-published on Amazon. If you want to check them out, the link will be in the description below. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, you get these books for free. Writing dialogue. My tip for writing dialogue is don't force exposition out through dialogue, right? If you want to be a good writer and there's a lot of information that needs to be told, you don't just force it through two characters talking back and forth, because it's not natural. Nobody's going to say all this stuff. No one's going to tell how they feel, right? If somebody's in a pissed off mood with their wife and they don't want to get into an argument, the husband will hold it in and not say exactly how they feel. Maybe it'll take longer in the story for them to talk, but don't just force out information in dialogue that is not necessary, especially not natural. So remember, make sure that the conversation or the dialogue flows naturally and the character will say what they will and nothing that is not like their character, like who they are and their personality.